Yeah, UNA was all virtual when we started the fall, except for things like band. There were some classes that could meet outside. There were some classes that could meet in large spaces, but we were all adhering to that 6 foot distance
How did that
rule.
work?
Not well. I mean, band camp didn't look or feel much like band camp. We'd had to shut down our summer practices for the auxiliary. I think we met maybe once in the summer, and we had to keep that spread out, which we did. I mean, we were very careful. We ordered, they call them gaiters, the pull-up masks, which now we understand that doesn't make a hill of beans of difference. But then we were going to try anything that we felt like would help. So we had our logo put on them. We wore them with the uniform. Got them in purple, so we'd wear them around our neck and pull them up. Even in shows, we would pull them up. So what we decided to do, since the NCAA had announced that they were going to allow each conference to decide what they were going to do for their schedule, they came out with rules that bands could not be on the field, that was a protected area. It could only be players, referees, and coaches who had been tested within a certain amount of time of that start of the game. So in the one home game we had, we were not allowed on the field until after the game, when all the sweat and spit's on the field. Then, okay, it's okay then, you can go on the field then. I started not to perform the show, but I decided because there's going to be so many parents who come to that one game, we need to perform that show. So that was the only football game we played at UNA. Got beat. So not everything was weird. Some things were normal. We decided in order to have a season, what we would do was go to high schools and perform. That maybe we could recruit some students by just being there, because we knew high schools were getting hit with this too. So I had to come up with a plan and present a proposal to the administration. They supported it, and I appreciate them supporting it. Dr. Ross Alexander was a big proponent in making sure this could happen. So the way we structured it was, we did a band camp. It was not a great band camp. It was all spread out. I spread the drill out. I made sure, if you're at a 4-step interval, you're 7.5 feet apart. They had run a lot of tests on a lot of musical instruments. You would see some bands put these covers on the end of their horns, but the test had shown that a horn does not emit aerosol, other than an oboe and a bassoon or a trumpet played like super high, because you're forcing so much air. There would be some aerosol coming out. So we knew we were safe in that respect. So we programmed a show that was very Americana type show. I would even call it a patriotic show. Started with Stars and Stripes Forever. The band paraded down the field. It transitioned into a bugle call, and then we had a lot of voiceovers in the show that were in our sound system. We didn't know if we would have access to microphones in stadiums or not.
All right.
So we put all our announcements in the sound system. So everything, other than my opening announcements, if I were able to make it, everything came from the field. That was just us forced into coming up with a solution to a problem, and we liked it. So we used an opener, which was a lot of patriotic thematic material. I had a little bit of American in Paris in it. Did Blues in the Night, into Don't Mean to Think, but I Ain't Got That Swing. And then we went into Swing, Swing, Swing by John Williams, which is from the movie 1941, starring John Belushi. A lot of people don't remember that movie, but that was a good movie. Really fun material for the audience, very recognizable. We didn't move quite as much in that show, just because we didn't know how much time we would have. We didn't know if they were going to shut school down at any point. The students who were coming to class would often tell me, this is the only class I attend. Everything else I do from my dorm room, it's all online. And we were going through a series of protocols that nobody knew if they were working or not. But we found that the high schools welcomed us with open arms. We were able to schedule 8 shows at high schools. We were able to organize and implement a night of bands in late October, is October 28th of that year. And then we were able to perform at one home football game. And the students were tremendous during that fall, as far as just going to the nth degree to protect themselves, to protect each other. I think that band doing what they did is what's allowing these bands now to be successful because they had a season. So our freshmen got to have a band experience. Our seniors who were finishing up their career got to have that last season. And then we got to go and perform for a lot of high schools. So it was great for recruiting and very successful. And that wouldn't have happened had the band and the staff not just looked for every way we could make this successful. And it was. It was a short season, but a very successful season. It was really good. And then the seasons that followed that were very successful too.
Men and women of our greatest generation were raised through the Great Depression and came of age at a time when the world was at war. They did not view freedom as the right to do as they please, but rather as the opportunity to do what is right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Pride. Men and women of our greatest generation were some of the hardest working individuals our country has ever known. When it came time to relax, they turned to America's music, jazz and blues, to blow off some steam. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UNA Color Guard. Color Guard. And now, please welcome the UNA UNA Lionettes. Majorettes and color guard. With the winds of war raging, the United States sent its best and brightest to defend freedom. Our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of every soldier who died protecting it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Pride.